Welcome back to my channel. I'm Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit BBQ. On today's video, I'm going to be making some Texas chili, and you better believe it's going to have beans. Stay tuned. All right, let's get started on this Texas chili. I'm starting with 4 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 1 tablespoon of oregano, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, 1 tablespoon of ground coriander, and 1 tablespoon of cumin. I'm also going to be using 1 medium onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and 2 green bell peppers. I'm also going to be using 14 ounces of red kidney beans, and 32 ounces of pinto beans. I'm also going to be using 6 ounces of tomato paste and 14 ounces of fire roasted diced tomatoes. All right, I'm going to cut up my vegetables and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, I've got the bell pepper, onion, and garlic chopped up. Let's slide over my cast iron Dutch oven. And as you can tell, I am using my Smokin induction burner. If you guys do any type of countertop cooking, I highly recommend this burner. Check out the links below if you want to grab one. I'm going to slide this over to about halfway. The nice thing about this Smokin induction burner is that it warms up extremely fast. All right, so I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of beef tallow. If you guys have any bacon fat, I highly recommend you use that. All right, I'm going to throw in our onions and our bell peppers. All right, so I'm just going to let these vegetables get translucent. We're going to saute them for about 5 to 10 minutes, and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so the vegetables have been sauteing for about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to add my 2 cloves of garlic. I got to tell you, the aroma that's coming from these vegetables right here is absolutely delicious. This is the foundation to a good Texas chili. I'm also going to add some leftover brisket to our chili. This is some leftover brisket from my food truck from this weekend. So I'm just going to cut this up into small cubes, probably 2.5, maybe 3 pounds of chopped brisket. All right, I'm going to cut up this brisket, and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, the brisket's all chopped up. I'm just going to move this aside, and let's get back to our vegetables. All right, so I'm going to add 6 ounces of tomato paste. Just mix this very well. Incorporate all the vegetables with our tomato paste. All right, this is what we've got so far. Check that out. It smells absolutely amazing in here. All right, now it's time to add all of our dry ingredients that I mentioned earlier. Give this a good mix. I'm going to add 16 ounces of beef broth. This is unsalted beef broth. And save the other 16 ounces for later in the cook. Mix it all together. Oh yeah, look at that color. That's exactly what we're after right there. All right, so I'm going to add my 3 pounds of chopped brisket. Now, if you don't have any leftover brisket like I do, you can definitely brown up some ground beef, ground turkey, any meat that you choose to use would be fine. But for a Texas chili, it's got to be brisket or ground beef. All right, I'm going to add my can of fire roasted diced tomatoes and the other 16 ounces of our beef broth. All right, I'm gonna let this come up to a simmer, and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, the chili's starting to simmer a little bit, and we tasted it, and it does need a little bit of salt. So I'm gonna add another tablespoon of salt, and I am using kosher salt, by the way. Give that a good mix. All right, so I'm gonna add the red kidney beans. Now, I don't know who said that Texas chili doesn't have beans, but my Texas chili has beans. Every single time that I've had chili, it's got beans, and to me, if it doesn't have beans, it's just a hot dog sauce. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. All right, I'm gonna add the 32 ounces of pinto beans. These are some leftover pinto beans from my food truck as well. All right, I'm gonna put the lid on my Dutch oven, let all of these flavors and ingredients come together for about 1 hour on a medium low, and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so the chili has been simmering for 1 hour. Now, I did take the lid off at the 30-minute mark and let some of that water evaporate, so the chili got nice and thick. Check that out. That's exactly what you want. Now, I did add 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That's totally optional. If you guys want to add a little bit of heat, you can add 1 teaspoon or maybe even 2 teaspoons. Now, this isn't very hot, but it's extremely savory. All right, so I'm going to shut my burner off. And let's serve ourselves some of this Texas style brisket chili with beans. This is going to be delicious. Some of that brisket started to shred a little bit, which is perfect. Man, this smells so good. All right, so I've got my bowl of Texas chili served up. Next, I'm gonna add some shredded cheese. Yeah, buddy. And you've gotta have some onions over the top. Just like that. We also baked up some homemade cornbread. If you guys want to see the recipe for this, let me know in the comments section, and I'll get that done for you guys. So I'm going to take a few pictures, and I'll come back for the taste test. Stay tuned. All right, let's give this Texas chili a try and see how we did. Check that out. I'm going to try not to spill it, but does that look amazing or what? Man, that cheese is nice and melted now. Get some of those onions, that melted cheese. Look at that. Ooh, man, this is hot. Here we go. So adding that little bit of cayenne pepper at the end, man, it gives it a nice kick to it. This is absolutely delicious. Look at that, those nice chunks of brisket in there. Oh man, that is money right there. You know we got to try our homemade cornbread muffins. Look at that. Perfect every single time. Just gonna break off a piece. Still nice and warm. Look at that. Got corn in there. Hopefully you guys can see it on the camera. Let's give it a try. You know I'm a savage, so I'm gonna try something savage. A little bit of chili on the cornbread. Now that's a bite. So it's starting to get cold out here in Texas. In fact, El Paso is at 3,800 feet above sea level. So we got some really chilly nights, and I gotta tell you, this Texas chili will warm you up from head to toe. I hope you guys enjoyed this Texas chili recipe with beans. If this is your first time to my channel, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Until next time, Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit BBQ. See ya.